Hello friends. Today we are going to discuss about a very important topic called as mitosis. So mitosis is a process where a parent cell divides into two identical daughter cells. For example, a zygote. A zygote has developed slowly into a individual, a baby. So how is that possible? It is because of the process of mitosis, where a in cell keeps on dividing a cell into the daughter cells. For example, this is the parent cell, which is diploid. It has two n number of chromosomes. Now this cell will undergo mitosis and produce two identical daughter cells. This is the daughter cell 1 and the daughter cell 2. These are also having the same number of chromosome as the parent cell. So now we will discuss in detail the whole process, how this cell is dividing into two daughter cells. And because this cell is dividing into two identical daughter cells, this process is also known as equatorial division. Okay, now we will see how the division process is going on. So first the cell divides into divides is its nucleus into two daughter nuclei, and that process is known as the karyokinesis. So first division of nucleus is called as karyokinesis. And later, when the nucleus has divided into two daughter nuclei, the cytoplasm of the cell is divided. The two cells are divided and they produce the daughter cells. And this process is known as karyokinesis. So I'm so sorry, it's called as cytokinesis. And the second process, the division of cytoplasm, is called as cytokinesis. So first let us see what is the karyokinesis. Karyokinesis. So first let us assume this is a cell which is ready to divide into two daughter cells. So this is a cell, it has a nuclear membrane, or the nuclear envelope. It has the two centrosomes here. It has the chromosomes which are in its chromatin form. That means they are like a thread. They are in the thread like structure. So these are called as chromatin fibers. So this is another chromatin fibers. These also have the centromeres. Okay. So this is how the cell looks like when it is in its interphase. Okay. Now after interphase, the cell goes into the prophase. What happens in the prophase is, suppose this is your cell now. Okay. Now here this nuclear envelope starts to disappear. Okay. And one more thing, here on this chromatin we have the nucleolus. So here in the prophase, the nucleolus also starts to disappear. We cannot see the nucleolus in this phase of cell cycle. So and these centrosomes produce the spindle fibers. Okay, they start to produce the spindle fibers, and these chromatin fibers start to condense into the cylindrical form. Now here they are in the thread-like structure. Now they start to condense into a distinct shape. So here they condense. They are now condensed. This is the first chromosome and this is the second chromosome. Okay, and here is the centromere. Okay, so this structure is known as the centromere. These structures are known as the centrosomes. And within the centrosomes, we have two cylindrical structures called as centrioles. And these centrioles produce the spindle fibers which anchor to this centromere. Okay, so this whole process of um, nuclear membrane nuclear membrane disappearing and the nucleolus disappearing and the chromatin getting condensed into more distinct form, this all happens in the prophase. Okay, now after prophase there is another phase called as metaphase. So this is your cell. Okay, so this is your cell, and here the nuclear membrane is totally disappeared in this phase of cycle, and here are the centrosomes. Okay, now these centrosomes will anchor to the centromere of these chromosomes. These are the these are the chromosomes. Okay, so these are the chromosomes, and these chromosomes have the centromere. Okay, and these centrosomes anchor to this centromere. Meanwhile, they push this whole this whole cell apart to opposite poles, and in this phase these chromosomes are aligned to the center of the cell. Okay, and this imaginary line where the cells align themselves, this this plane is called as equatorial plane. Okay, so this phase where the chromosomes align themselves and the centrosomes attach their spindle fibers to the centromeres, this phase is known as the metaphase. Okay, so here the the most characteristic feature of this phase is that the chromosomes are aligned in a straight plane that is known as the equatorial plane. So after metaphase we see the another phase called as anaphase. Here the cell membrane starts to compress. Here it is starting to divide into the two cells. Now in this phase, now the nuclear membrane slowly starts to appear again. Okay, oh, I'm so sorry. Here what happens in this phase is So in this phase of the cell cycle, the anaphase, these chromosomes move apart. So these are the centrosomes, these are the spindle fibers. Now these chromosomes are moved up. Okay, so let us, these are now moved apart. Okay, this is the another chromosome, this is another sister chromatids get separated. Now these have their own centromeres, which are now called as kinetochores. Okay, this phase of the cell cycle is known as the anaphase. Here the chromosomes move apart, and another phase is known as telophase. Here the two daughter nuclei are separated. Now they start forming the nuclear membrane here. They have their own chromatin now. They again decondense. They are in their decondensed form now. This is the second chromatin. These have their own kinetochores now. Okay, the nucleolus again starts to appear here. So, and it also forms a plate here. Okay, now this phase is called as the telophase. After the telophase, we observe the cytokinesis, where the cytoplasm of these two cells are separated into two daughter cells. Now the two daughter cells are produced. It has its own nuclear membrane, it has its own chromatin now. It had its chromatin now. This is, I'm sorry for the diagram. It has the dense chromatin. Okay, so these are again haploid cells. These are again haploid cells. These are the two daughter cells which are identical to the parent cell. These are like totally identical to the parent cell. So this is all about mitosis. Hope you've understood. Thank you.